Welcome back. Today I want to quickly pivot to SQL challenges and cover some tips and tricks that can significantly impact the space and time complexity, especially when you're dealing with hundreds of millions of rows of data. If you are using Scratch, which is my favorite platform, you can get to these examples I'm going to cover today by adding two simple filters. Select difficulty hard and the topic testing clause. You can get to this question called popularity percentage. It was asked by Meta in the past, and let's dive into this question. I already have the solution here. I can share the link to this question and also the solution with this video. I want to quickly talk about how case count distinct versus just count is going to significantly impact your query time. In places where you don't really have to use distinct, I would recommend to not use distinct, because that's going to have 2 to 10x reduced query time when you use count versus count distinct. So let's look at this quick example and the runtime. When I run this, initially it has count. You can see the query time is 0.009. And now I want to run it with count distinct. It is 0.016. That's significant reduction in query time and computational efficiency when you use count versus count distinct. Good to have validation, especially in the world of ChatGPT. So I asked the same question. Does using count distinct in queries make the query time larger in SQL versus using count when it's not really needed to use distinct? To what extent is the query faster? And I did see something interesting, which is in the same lines as I was expecting. The time complexity, which is a good metric to measure here, is O of n times. And when I use count distinct, that's O of n log n. That's the time complexity. And in perspective, in real world scenarios, count distinct can be 2 to 10x slower than regular count, sometimes more. For example, on a table with 10 million rows, you can see it might take 0.5 seconds when you use just count versus 2 to 5 seconds when you use count distinct.